Right, what is up, worldwide family? Welcome back to the channel. Jimmy Flippin' Deals. Back at it again. Happy Saturday. Yeah, no real mail run today. I mean, kinda, yeah, I'm taking them to the drop. I don't know whether or not I am going to get there before the postman. I know UPS doesn't run, so welcome back to the channel. We're doing it anyway. That way, at least, it can all fit. You know, I had a pretty decent score last night, and I filled up the inside of the car, and I filled up the trunk, and I had a nice amount of orders going out, like 10 or 11 at least. Yeah, I lost track around 10 or 11, and really solid, decent orders. And I got it all together, and then I got to thinking, how am I going to get it there? You know, the car's full. So at 4:30 this morning, I'm unloading the car enough so I can get today's packages outbound. So made it happen. Didn't have to wake up till 9, so got to bed about 5, so it's decent. But yeah, back at it again. I could use some coffee. And I bought some Dr. Peppers yesterday, but I took them in the car, took them in the house already. So I guess I'll have to get some when I get to work. But either way, we're doing the darn thing, man. super solid orders going out today. One of them I bought for 70 bucks and sold for 260. Luckily, it's going zone 1, so $13 UPS. Well, it's a big package, but could have easily ran me 50% more on shipping. I think the last one I sent out was like $18, $19. So 13 for that one wasn't bad. It's like 12 and change. Super stoked about that one. I had one hit me up for 7 units. It cost me $10 to send 1 unit, and it was a 19 to send 7. So phenomenal. That means the other 5, if y'all aren't resellers, the other 5, the shipping charge that I have built in went straight into my pocket. So I am super happy. When little things like that happen, definitely adds to the bottom line and helps compensate for things that are less than advantageous, right? But at any rate, no, beautiful. And they kept chiming off yesterday, man. Yeah, a lot of it happened while I was after I got off from work, while I'm shopping. So I'm just getting giddy, and I did. I scored real well yesterday. So that new stuff will be dropping on the website soon. Some of it I actually already have in my catalog from last year. Some that sold, some that has not, but in all fairness to the stuff that has not sold, there are sold comps. My prices are just too high. But you know, some of the things I bought at $12 and $15 last year, I bought at $5 this year. So I kind of looked into it. Brings my cost of goods average for those particular units down. And as I'm dropping further into the market, there's still plenty of money to be made. They've just been sitting there, the seeds, you know. I think I've talked about that in other videos. I know I have. It's been a while. You know, some people want to flip. I use my weaknesses as strengths. I have a lot of room compared to people that stores are full. I don't have a big house or anything like that, and I do keep it at my house, but right now I still have room, so I'm able to get the most money out of a product possible. And the negative side of that is sometimes I'm too high, but as I time cadence down, I find the true value of it without selling myself short, right? So those things are continuing to come down, probably to the right side of things, maybe sometimes, especially new and reselling, when I assigned what I thought the value was, it's based on that one comp. You got everything selling at, say, $40, but one guy sold it at 60, and I go, let's put it at 60 and see what happens. When in reality it should have been at 40. Now as it comes closer to 40, more people are looking at it, more people are interested, people are buying. So those things are good. And I just, everywhere I looked yesterday, over the last few days I hadn't found a lot of clearance, but it seemed like everywhere I looked towards the end of my run through the stores, there was money. I ended up filling up 2 carts full. Normally I post pictures. I wasn't into it yesterday. It felt like bragging. It really did. And not, rather than sharing my success, which is what it's supposed to be, it felt like bragging. Like, look what I did, and that didn't feel right. So. We'll just keep after it and keep moving forward. Let me see, what other news do I have? There's not a whole lot today, guys, other than, I filled orders till I went to bed. I did get some stuff into the catalog. Tell you what, I'm gonna put my stuff into shipping. I'm gonna drop my packages. I'll see y'all in a minute, and either we'll talk or I'll conclude this thing. All right, see you in a minute. All right, I am back. One full tote, overfull, going out. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I found some Dr. Peppers. Apparently that wasn't the only 12 pack. So can't beat that. Oh man, in serious need of some caffeine this morning. Oh. All right, there was one development yesterday that I didn't tell you about. It's not super huge, but it's a little frustrating. All in the same boat. My profit margins on a lot of things are very, very narrow. It's volume and velocity that wins out. Like literally sometimes putting something in a package and making $1, and that exposes me to the liability of several things like returns. If I got to pay return postage on a $4 shipping for $1 profit item, then that eats 4 of them. But there are a lot of things that I can pick up that I found over the last year and a half that when they come available, I can buy 100 of them and turn $1 once a day, once every couple days, once every few days, drop something in a pack and in an envelope or a little box. I'm in it for maybe 2 minutes or something, and that's $30 an hour. So that's not horrible. Especially if you can find things with low return rates. But anyway, getting back to my profit margins on some things are very small. There was one thing that I send out, and when I do send it out, and I still had like 50 of them, I bought like 100 of them last year, but I bought 50 of them, I had 50 of them left, but it literally is taking a bag and sticking it in a bag, and I make like $2.50, right? Well, apparently the size of it, or through a computer glitch or whatever, I got a notification yesterday that the UPS thought that a poly bag that was 7 ounces was in fact a flat rate envelope, which the extra charge is like $3. So unless I put the wrong label on the wrong thing and I got 2 unhappy customers coming, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that happened. I think we're right. I've got some very simple processes in place that generally eliminate that possibility. I work on one order at a time. In for the most part. I mean, they may come to a collection site, but I work once they're at the computer, I work one at a time. Once I'm packaging, I work one at a time. And at any rate, so I sent them a message back. I'm waiting to hear a response, but long story short, they wanted to charge me, I think, another $4 on an item I only make $2.50 on to begin with. So definitely not the end of the world, but if that happens too often, you can understand where the profitability of those transactions end up. Now, the last couple times that I've sent stuff to UPS or USPS, the post office, I haven't heard back on the dispute. So I'm not sure if my account was just credited and I wasn't aware, or whether they never credited my account and their decision was final, even though there is a dispute process. Not real sure. I know I deduct the charge as if it's final while I wait, because it is final at the time, and wait for a refund of that decision, an overturnment, if you will. So I didn't hear it on the other ones. Hopefully I'll hear back on this one. In the end, it's only a few bucks and it doesn't really matter. I've sent off 50 of these and made money on them. Knock on wood, whatever. The return rate is like 0 on these. People really, really like them. It took me a while to get to the right price, just like the other stuff I was talking about earlier. But now that I'm there, they pop. So that's decent. I thought I was going crazy after they sat with me for a while, because I was trying to pull 100% return and nobody was buying. 90% return, ROI, nobody's buying. But when I got down to about 45% ROI, which is still fantastic. I mean, let's be honest. Now you are trading labor for return, so the value of it is kind of skewed in proportion to what it takes to actually make a living, relative to that. So, long story short, still 45% for putting a bag in a bag and putting a label on it is not bad. So if I had to do it over again, I'm not sure if I would buy them or rather just get to the right price a little quicker. And that may be a common theme that I need to take a look at. I do know that the promotions are having an effect, whether it be the bulk pricing or the time cadenced out percentages from the sales. It's not like a grand slam or anything, but there are sales that have been had over the last 7 to 10 days. I think we got one sale expiring tomorrow at 9 o'clock on eBay, and I'm fixing to kick up another one with a slightly more increased percentage to get rid of anything that's been in my store for over a year. So attempting to get to that right value, for the customer, where the value meets convenience. That's where the sale happens, right? So I want to get there. I want to blow the stuff out of my store. Although I'm not out of room, I do need more room for more stuff, because exponentially it's just growing. And I want to speed up the momentum. It's like growing, but we're gonna grow some more. So make my little metaphorical store, if it were a box, we'll turn it on its side and spin it like a top. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.